I was muted. Hello, everyone. Let me just do my usual sharing so more people can join. In my life. Yes, I'm live. Hey. Sharing on Discord. Hi, Nkechi. So nice to see you again. How have you been? Hoping to read A Crane Among Wolves by June Her. Oh, I have been eyeing this book because I've read June Her's book, the one with the white cover and like their sisters. It features a sister. Hold on. Let me search that. I know I like that book when I read it before. Let me just find the title. June Her. The Forest of Stolen Girls. I read it, I think, around 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, 2021. I read it back in 2021 and I liked it. So, are you just about to start A Crane Among Wolves, or have you already started it? Just sharing my live on Instagram. I am doing all right, just keeping myself busy. I want to start reading it. Okay, have you read any of Junher's books before, or is this your first foray into her works? It's the one with a really beautiful cover, right? As for me, I am going to be I'm going to continue reading the poetry book that I have been reading since Friday. And I am around the halfway mark, I think. So I'm going to be reading Some Are Always Hungry. It's a poetry book by Ji Hyun Yoon. So far it's good. It tackles topics about womanhood and like just what it means to be a woman, especially during the war and like early days in the early days in history. So I am halfway through, and interestingly, the last poem or the last chapter was The Husband Stitch. So I guess that just says enough about how this book is being tackled. Hi, Sina! I'm joining you from the train home. Oh, please get home safe. Are you reading in your train ride home, or are you just chilling? And Ketchy says, I have read The Red Palace in 2022 and have been waiting for another book by her. Ah, I've also been wanting to read The Red Palace, but I guess I just wasn't in the June Her what do you call this mood yet. But these are the two books that three, because like The Silence of Bones is also on my TBR, and I guess generally June Her's book don't miss, because like my friends who have read all of her books always say the same thing, like it's all good. Yes, Sina will be reading The Stone Sky, the third book in Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. So the books that you are guys reading are books that are on my TBR, because I have the first one, the fifth season. It's been on my shelf for like years now, and I'm ashamed that I haven't gotten into it yet. It's a long train ride. I'm already over an hour in and still have an hour and a half to go. That's a long train ride. Like, that's equivalent to like the total commuting hours that I have to take when I go to work. like 3.5 hours to like 4 hours. But your train ride home, is it like just a walking distance to your house from the train station? Or is it like multiple ways to commute? Hold on. Let me check if I was able to post my. Okay. Yes, it is. 10-minute walk from the station. So that's nice at least. Even 10 minutes is kind of long for me. Like a short distance for me, if ever I'm gonna walk somewhere, 5 minutes or like less than a kilometer away. But I guess it depends on how fast you walk or not. So since you have an hour and a half to go, and you will be reading, so let's get some reading done in a few minutes. So, since I'm already halfway through Some Are Always Hungry, and since it's a poetry book, I feel like I'm going to be able to get through this in at least like two sprints. Because, like, Ji Hyun Yoon's writing is the type of writing that you have to really immerse yourself. Like, even if it's a poetry book, there will be some experiences before where I'd be like, since it's a poem, it's so easy to read. But at least in this case, you really have to focus and really just be in the zone with reading the poems. Because, like, especially when the formatting of the poems sometimes is this way. Wait, hold on. Is it not? It's not showing. It's not showing. It's just white. But let's see. Yeah. So like the formatting isn't sometimes straightforward, but that isn't a complaint. It's more of like I just need to focus with reading this. So So after reading this, I feel like I'm also going to continue reading Tingle, the anthology of Pinay lesbian writing. So as you can see, I've already started it before, like weeks ago. I started it during Pride Month, but I wasn't able to finish it. It's more like there's just lots of distractions, lots of things to do. So yeah, I feel like once I finished Summer Always Hungry, I'm gonna get into that book. That's fair. I like walking when I get the chance because I always forget where my mic is. What? As in, like, you don't know where you've put it at home. Having to focus is fair. Yes. Oh, Pam. Hi. Just passing by. Miss you and everyone. Oh, I miss you too. So, for a bit of context, just so happened that Pam and I, as in the other Pam, have been inactive a bit recently. So just a bit of coincidence, I guess. But just some adulting and life stuff happened to me, so I haven't been able to like edit the videos that I haven't been able to create in general. I haven't been able to do some sprints, but Pam also has some family stuff to do for the past few weeks. So it's not a matter of like us just not wanting to do live sprints, but just life catching up on us. But I've gotten somewhere and park it in a random place. Oh my god, that's terrible memories, you know. Yeah, you might just as well walk wherever you go. It's like you might as well forget your bike. Can stay today, unfortunately, but here to hit the like button. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. I hope you're gonna have a good day today, wherever you're going or whatever errands you're gonna do. Thanks for dropping by. So, yeah, everyone who's going to be joining me with reading. We're going to do 25 minutes so we can get a lot of reading done. So, again, I will be reading Some Are Always Hungry by Ji Yoon Hyun. So, it's a poetry book. And yeah, happy reading, everyone. Hello again. Hello again, everyone. That sprint was very quick. Like, I thought it was going to be longer. I don't know. I guess I was just kind of immersed with the book that much. Okay. Hi, Shalaya. I hope you were able to read during the first sprint. And if you did, what book did you read, or what book are you currently reading? So for me, it was a productive sprint because I started at page 37 of this poetry book, and I was able to get to page 51. So I will definitely be able to finish this during our second sprint. But how is everyone's sprint, or how is everyone's reading progress? Hi again, Sina. Same here. It went super quick for me as well. So, how is the third book? How is The Stone Sky? Without spoiling me, because like I will definitely get into the fifth season. I'm just not sure when, but how is it so far? How are you liking it? We'll only join one more sprint as I'll arrive home by then. Sure, no problem. At least that was going to be a productive train ride for you. You were able to get to do two sprints. So I'll definitely be able to read this during the second sprint. So I have already made a bit of a dent on it. Like I stopped at page 73, and as the title mentions, it's Anthology of Pinay Lesbian Writing. So it's a collection of like around 49 works. So it's 49 works by lesbian authors and writers. And I guess I just wasn't in the mood when I was reading it. So I was like, I feel like I need a different type of book. And I was like, okay, I was gravitating towards graphic novels and poetry because I feel like I was getting into a slump because the books that I've been reading before my short hiatus were very long books, and they weren't as interesting or gripping as I was reading them. So it was um one book after book after one book that's just disappointing and like was just off-putting when I'm reading them. So I'm jumping from one book to another. So getting me to a slump. So I was like, I need to read shorter books or like more digestible ones. It's really good, written as well as the others. Just a bit slow to pick up, but that's always the case. So I haven't read any N.K. Jemisin novels, but I really do want to. Wait, I think I have, but it's a very short story. It's hold on, let me check because it was futuristic, if I remember, and it's for this what do you call this? It's for this Amazon short story collection. You know how they have different collections, different themes, and I think yeah, I did read an Engage Emerson. It's called Emergency Skin. So yeah, I read this back in 2020. It's a very short book, and I rated it 4 stars apparently. So I think this was a testament to me already liking N.K. Jemison's writing, but I just haven't gotten to reading the full length ones. started getting into a slump as well. That's why I've mostly been reading horror and fantasy lately. Ah, so that's the genre that you go to when you feel like you're getting into a slump. So for me, aside from graphic novels or manga or anything short, I feel like my go-to genre is always thriller or mysteries because I can expect it to be, I don't know, like 80% or 85% of the thriller books that I will pick up. Most of them will be fast paced. So I always need that. And yeah, I am really not patient recently with anything that's slow or like anything that's taking its time with setting the story or just shelling out the characters from the very beginning. I don't know. Or I guess I just haven't found the right book for now. One thing I really liked about the series is the narration. I won't spoil anything, but the narrator is a character as well. Ah, so it's not in first person POV. I'm assuming it's in third person. Okay, interesting. Are you also listening to the audiobook for this one? Or just reading with your eyes? Actually, that reminds me to check if there is an audiobook for the fifth season. Fifth season. I think I'm just generally kind of scared to get into the fifth season. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's very accessible, but it's just me. It's third person combined with second. Ah, there is an audiobook. So I'm just gonna place a hold and see if I can get a hold of it soon. Okay. I put a hold on the audiobook. Not listen to the audiobook, they don't work for me. Ah, I see. So, are we ready for sprint number two? So you can get some reading done before you step out of your train ride. And if anyone else is just joining the sprint, feel free to share what you are reading so we can discuss it later, how you're feeling about it, whatever. But yeah, sprint number two. Let me just set that up. Okay, sprint number two. Happy reading, everyone. Hi again, everyone. How was everyone's sprint? I was able to finish Some Are Always Hungry, and I've just been looking back at the highlights that I made from this book, and it's a good book. It's a good poetry collection. Apparently, um, this has been like this is a collection of poetry that the author Chi Yun Hyun has already published in different publications, but it still feels like a very cohesive collection because like they all make sense. Like they're all kind of connected with each other. So yeah, it's something that haunts you, but you also need to really sit down and ruminate on what you've read because it's very raw as well. So yeah, I'm still like just grappling grappling what I've read. So yeah, how was everyone else's reading so far? Just trying to check the ones that I've highlighted. Scroll down to the language. I'll try to look for um a passage or like some lines from the book that I really loved. That's what I'm trying to do. Like I'm just trying to collect the ones that I've highlighted. And okay. Okay, so there's this one that I'm already highlighting right now. Because like I was just checking my Goodreads profile to see which ones I've already highlighted. And there's this work, there's this poem that's written in a recipe format. So one of the lines here that's that really hits home, and like it's just two sentences, but it tells you so much about the Japanese occupation in Korea before. So it says, "When I was bad, mother said the Japanese would come and get me. I didn't fear demons lurking in dark corners of a room, only other Asian faces." Like, damn, that hit so hard. Like, it's just a few lines, but it packs so much punch. Let me check other ones that I've highlighted. Sina says, I finished a few chapters, so that's nice. That's really good. And you're about to leave the train ride, right? I'm going to leave now and listen to music for the rest of the way. Sure thing. Thanks for joining the first two sprints, Sina. I hope we'll still see you on the next sprint with Pam. Hopefully when she's back. So we're thinking maybe next week we're gonna do the live sprints again. So we hope to see you there. And again, thank you for joining and have a safe trip home. So yeah, I'm just gonna read some more lines. So this one is from the menstruation triptych, and it says, I understand. The organic green tangle I am also blooms best under moonlight. 6 moons from now, I won't be here anymore. I'll be in New York, scalding my tongue on diner coffee, spitting the grinds on my plate of eggs scraped immaculate. I'll be drunk and happy on 32nd Street. I'll be 23. I'll finally understand all he did to me on that blue bed. Gondolas rocking to driftwood in my dreams, the hurt he said I was born to eat, my stop, and then my yes. I bleed like girls are taught to bleed, pretending I am fine. I tore you badly. He says with pride. He says with pride. He holds his reddened fingers to my eyes to show me what I'm made of. Like that. That was so sad. That was so raw. And oh my God, I have to. When I read that, I had to stop for a bit, and I'm like, just gonna process that. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna be having more reflections about this book, but so far I think it's a 4-star read for me. I would definitely check out right now if Jihoon Yoon has other books. Let me check. Ooh, and the river drags you down. Oh, this is for 2025. And the river drags you down. Inspired by a ghost story from Korean folklore about two sisters, one who dies under mysterious circumstances, and the other who brings her back. Pitched as the astonishing color of after meets she is haunting. Okay, this is gonna be out 2025. So adding that to my TBR because that sounds really good. Okay, 25 releases. And it's YA horror? YA horror. Okay. I am seated, Miss Ji Hyun. I feel like even this even if this is like a full length novel, the one that in the river drags you down, I feel like it's gonna be just as lyrical as how she wrote Some Are Always Hungry. Okay, so I am gonna do sprint number 3 very soon, just so I could read more and finish my sprint early. So I I was in the middle of a chapter. I think this is the one with this is about an arranged marriage. So again, since well, the character is lesbian in this story, and she is bound to be married off to a straight guy. So I think this is gonna be a heartbreaking one, or something that ends with like an open ended an open ended one. Like I don't know if they're just gonna accept their fate, because like how about the girlfriend? Whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna continue reading that on my third sprint. So if anyone's joining still, feel free to tell me what you're reading, or if um what was my thought? For whatever you're gonna be reading, or whatever you want to ask or share with in the comment section. So yeah, sprint number 3. Happy reading. I was on mute. Hello again. So, I was able to finish the story I mentioned before I started sprint number 3. I was able to finish it. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. And then the next one was also very hard hitting. So, like, back to back hard hitting story. But I love it. I love those two stories that I will actually mark them. Just to go back and just mark which ones I really, really liked. So this one that I just finished reading in time for the timer to go off. It's Daughter, and the writer was Jermaine Leonin. And it's very triggering. It could be very triggering to those who have experienced homophobia, especially from their family, because this is very in your face homophobia. Like, there's domestic violence here, and just even self harm. So be careful treading this specific story called Daughter. It's very dark, very dark. Um, and sometimes I wish that the short stories here are full stories, like full length novel, because I feel like they have so much potential to be even more hard hitting. Although sometimes I do look for happy queer stories, because like as much as some of these stories are hard hitting, sometimes it can be too much sometimes. Like, I'm not saying that these stories are not meant to be told, or like they shouldn't be told. It's more of like sometimes I just look for happy stories from queer stories. So, but anyway, going back. But I still feel like some of these stories need to be in full length because they're really good and they have so much potential. But I guess um, with stories like this, it's meant to leave you with more questions, and this is the way that it's intended to be read. So anyway, I'm gonna continue to read this on my fourth and last sprint. So for anyone who's still here in the sprint, I hope you were able to read during the third sprint, even though I know some of you are just lurking, and I don't blame you for that. It's okay, it's okay. I do that sometimes when I join some sprints and I just be like, I just want to read. Like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to engage. Just want to read. But before we start with the fourth sprint, I guess let me just read some passages that I really like. So this one is from the other story, the one with the arranged marriage that I read. So this one goes, there's this one passage here that's so beautiful that I have to read it. So so it says, when you feel the wind at night, know that I'm somewhere feeling it with you. When you hear the songs of the night, know that I am somewhere singing for you for always. Like, imagine someone telling you that. Like, I'd be so kilig, to be honest. So, and this one here, it's very simple, but it's a question that would elicit even more questions from you, or even introspection, because like there's this one here that says, was happiness contagious? I wondered. Like, the context of this one is like she got married because like it's an arranged marriage. The husband is very happy and she isn't basically. So she's asking this to herself like, is happiness contagious? But yeah, so for the fourth and last sprint, I am going to continue reading more from this one. Oh, the next one is called The Venus Flytrap by Nerissa del Carmen Guevara. So, yeah, fourth and last sprint. Everyone, happy reading. Hello again, everyone. That was our fourth and last sprint. So I wasn't able to finish the following story because it's quite long, but I'm like half. Oh, wait. I was almost done. I was almost done. But I started around. I started around page 72 during the third sprint. And I am now at page 94, at the end of page 94. And I think that's not so bad. That's not so bad. That's like 20, 22 pages during the two sprints. But generally, I'm liking this collection so far. There are really good stories and works here. And I think I am in the mood now to read this and finish this before I start a different book. But it depends. So, since I started going back to the office, I haven't gotten really the time to read. So, I usually am able to read during the weekend, especially when Pam and I have sprints like tonight. So, I'm just glad that I was able to finish the poetry book and read more from Tingle. So, I hope everyone was able to read whatever they're reading. And to everyone who joined the sprint and is still here, thank you for joining. I know I've been MIA for quite a while. Again, life happened, adulting sucks. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get my groove back in terms of posting videos because I have a lot more to edit. I feel like I have like three videos that I need to edit. Like I already have the footages. Like there's the romance reading vlog, there's the queer reading vlog, then there's the Asian readathon like reading vlog. So I was like, I do not lack the materials to be posted. I lack the motivation. I lack the energy to edit and create, but I am gonna slowly and I'm gonna slowly do that and not pressure myself. So watch out for any videos that I might post this week or the next. So I think next week. Um yeah, so Pam and I will hopefully be back in with our joint reading sprints maybe next weekend. So we'll just announce that on our Instagram profiles or our Discord channel. So yeah, thank you to everyone who joined. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.